Hi, this is Tracy HD, and I want to thank you for joining me today for another Tarot and Oracle card weekly reading. And this will be for the week of June 28th. And I'm using the beautiful Sacred Spirit reading cards by Anna Stark. And these cards are amazing, so I've decided to use them for another week with our readings because the messages were spot on last week. And you can use this as a pick a card reading, card 1, 2, or 3, or a blended reading with all 3 cards for the week. As I shuffle the deck, I'm asking all light beings, angels, and God, please relay the message I need to share with my viewers for the highest good of all. Card number 1, or the beginning of the week, I'll take from the top. Card 2, or the middle of the week, I will take from the center. And card number 3, or the end of the week, I will take the bottom card. So let's see what we have here. First card is Shield Your Energy. Look beneath the surface. And what an amazingly beautiful, beautiful green frog with these gorgeous colors. This card is so vibrant. And for those of you who are into numerology, it's card number 32. And to me, to me, when I see a frog, it's a good sign. It means good luck. It means, to me, transformation. And the frog is a diverse amphibian. Living all over the world, the frog thrives in clean habitats. Its life is a process of metamorphosis from egg to tadpole and then to an actual adult frog. Frogs are often seen as the ultimate rainmaker, with the exotic and intrinsic sounds of their beautiful sacred song echoing through their native brushland. And you can tell when there's a frog outdoors. You may not see it. You could hear it in a field. You could hear it in the forest. You could hear it in your backyard. And they do echo when they make their noises, that frog croaking sound. And, they look slippery too. And they cannot live in a toxic environment. The frogs can't. And they require to be in an unpolluted habitat to thrive. And in order for you to succeed right now, you must also clear and screen your surroundings. Closely connected to the moon cycles, the frog encourages you to release your emotions in a healthy way, washing away any negative physical or mental energies that restrict you from having a positive and peaceful life. And we really have to take inventory of our life on a regular basis. I myself, do not tolerate any form of toxicity or negativity in my life. I will not associate with someone who is toxic, whether it be a friend, family member, neighbor, anyone for that matter. Any human being on the planet that's going to be toxic is not going to be in my life. And a lot of people realize that some of the most toxic people that are in your life are people that have been in your life for years and years. And especially when it's a family member, that's the hardest to let go of. So if you can't go no contact with them, maybe have limited, contact with people like that, because it really does affect you. And this card is encouraging you to look deeper into a situation to find the truth of a matter. The frog will challenge you to release anything that's holding you back from success. You may be feeling swamped right now, swimming through murky water, but just like the frog, you may need to rest or to hibernate from others while you gather your senses and a fresh perspective. Right now, the gentle energy of the frog is requesting for you to look deep beneath the surface. Not everything is what it seems to be. Influence from toxic environments is suffocating your natural gifts and talents that need to be nurtured. You require a healthy, supportive, and loving environment for you to grow and thrive as an individual. And trust me, I experienced that in the workplace. I worked in right before I retired, and I took early retirement because of the fact that it was an extremely toxic environment with very toxic people, and it was making me physically ill to be around these people, and none of them were awake. And I was beginning, my awakening at that time, and it was just so intolerable. And when you begin to awake, you'll find that what you used to tolerate before is intolerable. People will leave their jobs at that point. They will, maybe leave a marriage, maybe cut off contact with family members that are toxic. So you want to look into each and every one of your situations are going to be different. Is it a toxic working environment? Is it a toxic friendship? Is it a toxic spouse or lover, toxic family member? Something needs to go because you can't thrive. These people and their energy will literally suck the life out of you and drag you down. And now's the time to take care of your health, release emotions, and examine your own energy and how you feel when you're around other people, because you'll sense it. Did you ever just walk up to someone and you just felt the life force in your body just drain? Believe me, you could sense these things, and it's important to pay attention to it. Use the element of water to unblock your energy fields and create a slow flow of kundalini for personal healing and growth. Find your own sacred song. Call on others who share your passions and interests. When you can support and renew your inner fire and feel like you're around people that support you, that's what's going to allow you to grow. But if you stay stuck in these toxic situations with toxic people, it's going to remain stagnant. So the frog is telling you he can't live in that kind of an energy, and neither should you. And then for those of you who picked card number 2, or the middle of the week, we have number 9, clear and activate, create sacred space. Yeah, so once you get rid of these toxic people or toxic environment, you want to clear and activate your sacred space. And clearing is so, so important to clear your energy of so many things that we aren't paying attention to, that are really draining us. Everything in the universe consists of energy. It's in continual state of creation and recycling, adapting and changing to its current environment, interacting with everything that it comes into contact with. There are many ways you can clear and activate chakras, energy fields, meridians, power centers, and your higher self. Energetic clearing applies to all areas of your life. The collective energy, physical exchanges, psychic information, spirit contact, your home, your workplace. All these places could be very overwhelming if you don't prepare yourself for these levels of interactions. A lot of people are in toxic workplaces that right now they can't leave until they find another job. But truly, you've got to get yourself out of these toxic environments, whether it be work, family situation, friendship. When you feel faced with a challenging moment, your energy centers become effective. A to and fro struggle and a push and pull factor comes into play as you navigate these issues and interactions. And activating and clearing the energy centers through meditation or chakra balancing will improve your mental endurance. So it's important, meditate each day if you can. Even if it's just a 5-minute meditation, the most I do is 15 minutes. That's enough for me. But you need to do that to ground yourself, to clear the energy, and you don't necessarily just have to do it in the morning. If you feel that you're dealing with people that are just way, way toxic, you may want to find some time, during the day, whenever you can, to, meditate, to remove whatever you've picked up on during the day. Meditation and exercise, are good in creating energetic balance. Just going for a walk, being in nature is good for your energetic balance. So I'm sure that you could carve out some time in the day to do that, whether it be in the morning with a meditation or a walk at lunchtime, or maybe a walk in the evening after dinner. Currently, you may be feeling emotionally sensitive and hypersensitive to your environment. You might be picking up on, sensitive things in the atmosphere, pollen, because we're in the, pollen season here in the Northern Hemisphere, spring going into summer. That affects people. The weather, just pollution in general. There's a lot of things, not only people, but also environmental things that affect us too. So take positive steps to create and energetically support your environment and understand, how your environment affects you. Right now, you need to switch focus. Being caught up in gossip or jealous conversations or Facebook drama. That's a big one. I don't allow anyone on my Facebook page that's going to bring drama. So If ever you're on my Facebook page, it's a very pleasant, peaceful environment where people thrive and grow, and you just get the feel of it. As soon as you look at the things that I post, um, what I focus on, it's all positive energy, and people love it. People love it. But when you get caught up in the other side of like Facebook or even office gossip or gossip in your circle of friends, and jealous conversations, these are all low energy activities. And these repeated dramas are what cause a toxic environment, whether it's an online environment or something in your actual home or workplace. you know you want to be able to live a better life, and you want to be accountable for your actions and reactions. So you want to be away from the drama, the gossip, and there comes a point in your life where you realize that you're just not going to be around people that gossip, because if they're gossiping about other people, they probably gossip about you as well. So you need to pay attention to the company you keep. I can't stress that enough. And then the last card number 3, or the end of the week, is Mindful Wisdom. And we have this gorgeous owl. This is card 28. It says, create inner harmony. And I'll tell you, I love each and every one of these cards. Like, these are just so spot on for me especially, and I hope they're resonating with all of you out there too. Mindfulness is the simple act of being present in each moment. But for most people, it is not always achievable during daily life, because, we're in the hustle and bustle. And, it seems like as soon as we get up in the morning, a lot of people are on autopilot and they don't stop until it's, time to go home from work or time to end their day. It's just one activity after the other after the other. And, complications in the workplace, your relationship, maybe you're having with your children, social activities. These could all distract you from achieving, your inner harmony and your inner peace. It's who you surround yourself around with again, and if you allow these people in your life, the ones that stir up drama, that are toxic, it's not going to allow you to have inner peace. So inner peace, as far as I'm concerned, for me, begins with the people that I allow in my life, and I've had to remove a lot. There aren't many left that truly are, I can't even put it into words. It's just a feeling you get when you're around someone. I mean, they don't even have to speak. You could feel their energy, whether they're a peaceful, quiet, calm person, or if there's someone that's going to be, agitating you and causing drama. So go with your gut feeling. How you feel around people will tell you who you need to keep in your life and who you need to let go of. And the owl is a representation of inner knowing and mindfulness, patiently and carefully, monitoring their surroundings, followed by clear and direct action. You may be feeling confused about people's actions, but like the owl, we must observe our surroundings to the best of our ability to see the real meaning of a person's actions or the origin of their issue, because a lot of people could talk a good game and they could tell you, you're wonderful, you're great, you're my best friend, I feel like I've known you all my life. But then their actions are totally opposite and don't match up with their words. So I don't go by what people tell me. I observe their actions, because actions will always speak louder than words. So you may have a situation in your life where you need to observe someone's behavior and not go by the words coming out of their mouth, because, talk is cheap. Now is the time to journey inwards to access your inner knowing and personal wisdom through mindful practice to create, this equilibrium in your heart and your mind, and bring yourself back to your heart space where, you could approach things with calmness and clarity. But you need this grounding inner peace, in your life to be able to do that. So like I said, if you could just focus on your breathing for 5 minutes a day, that's going to bring you back down to earth, And, this owl card is encouraging you to use your intuition to gain wisdom about matters that you shouldn't ignore. Most importantly, your self-worth and confidence. Is there someone in your life that's making you feel invisible or worthless, that's ruining your confidence? Don't ignore that. You know, your self-love and your self-value is, it shouldn't be based on what other people say or think of you. I mean, that's something that you develop from within inside. But if you're hanging around with people that are constantly putting you down or mistreating you or being disrespectful, it's going to chip away at your confidence and your self-worth, you know, and acknowledging all our experiences so we could be objective with our, you know, emotional and mental processes. And I'll tell you, when the grounding, uh, when you need to be grounded, do your best to get grounded, because someone could say something that sets you off, and before you know it, you've reacted, and you might regret saying or doing what you said in the heat of the moment. So that's why it's always important to, you know, have this inner harmony, because we can't control the world or the people around us, but we could control the way we react or respond to people. So instead of reacting immediately out of anger, you know, mindfulness allows you to be aware of your anger, and it helps you realize why you're angry, you know, and then you could process your circumstances and, you know, respond appropriately. But if you're not grounded, okay, you're going to just lash back out at that person, and it's not going to get anywhere. You know, and this new form of emotional intelligence allows you to physically react using a positive process that's beneficial to you and others, while understanding the reasoning behind their behavior. And like I said, the beautiful book that I just got done reading, The Power of Now, it's so much about being in the present moment and feeling this inner peace and this inner stillness. And I'll tell you, if the world would just go within and find this inner peace and this inner stillness, we wouldn't have half of the violence and horrible things that are going on. But as long as people are living in the ego, and as long as people are driven by material things and power and wealth, the world is a very dark place for these people. And, you know, until they realize, you know, that their actions, their behavior, and how they're approaching life is causing them to never be satisfied. I could go on and on with this subject for hours, but yeah, well, excellent book. Good reading for the summer if anyone's looking to read a book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And I'm beginning today the new book, Practicing the Power of Now, which is, I guess, a follow-up to his first book. But yeah, if you can keep that inner harmony, you know, that inner peace, you know, clear space of these negative people and these toxic people, you know, and shield your energy. Look beneath the surface, you know, of your relationships, your situations in life. And, you know, really, it's not a bad thing to let people go. You know, it's not, you know, being mean. It's just being discerning, using your discernment as to who affects your life in a positive way and who affects your life in a negative way. You know, and it's all about self-love. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. This is an amazing week with these cards I can see, and they totally resonated with me as well. I hope they resonated with all of you out there too. And if you've enjoyed the reading, please give it a thumbs up, like it, share it, and above all, subscribe, because I will be back with more.